Welcome to the GenAI Research Insight Hub channel. Let's deep dive into one of the most frustrating things about AI today. You know that feeling, right? Where you have to repeat yourself to an AI assistant over and over and over again. It's like it has total amnesia. Well, today we are looking at a fascinating paper that might just solve this problem for good. Here's our game plan. We'll start by digging into exactly why AIs are so forgetful. Then we'll introduce the hero of today's story, a system called MEM0. After that, we'll look at the incredible performance boost it delivers, what this all means for AI agents in the real world, and finally, we'll peek over the horizon at what's next for AI memory. Let's jump in. All right, let's get right to it. Section 1. We're tackling the big question. Why on earth do our AI assistants, these incredibly powerful tools, have the memory of a goldfish? I mean, we've all been here. You spend time telling your AI that you're a vegetarian. The very next day, you ask for a good dinner recipe and it comes back with, "How about chicken Alfredo?" It completely forgot the most crucial piece of information. It just breaks the trust and makes the whole thing feel, well, kind of useless. This isn't just some small bug, It actually points to a really fundamental limitation in how these AIs are designed from the ground up. So what's really going on under the hood? Why can't they remember? Well, the culprit has a name, the fixed context window. The easiest way to think about this is like the AI has a tiny little sticky note for its memory. As you talk, it fills up that note. But once the note is full, to write down anything new, it has to throw the old stuff away. And I mean gone forever. It's not filed away somewhere. It's just, poof, deleted. Okay, so how do we fix this? How do we give an AI a memory that actually lasts? This brings us to the really clever solution from this paper. It's a system called MEM0, and it's built specifically to solve AI amnesia. Now, I know this diagram looks a little complex, but the idea behind it is actually super elegant. Basically, new information comes in, and the system runs it through a two-step process to create a permanent, searchable memory bank. This is the engine that finally gives the AI a real long-term memory. So here's how that two-step process works. First, you've got the extraction phase. Here, the AI puts on its detective hat. It scans your messages and pulls out the key pieces of information, the important facts. Then comes the update phase. Now it's acting like a super organized librarian. It looks at the new fact and decides, is this a brand new memory? Does it update an old one, or is it something that's no longer true and needs to be tossed out? It's this constant cycle of learning and organizing that's so powerful. But wait, there's more. The researchers took it a step further. They created an even smarter version called memgrog. The G stands for graph. Now, instead of just making a list of facts, this version actually organizes memories into a web of connected ideas, kind of like how our own brains link concepts together. And this is the key difference. The original memo is like a really organized notepad, a clean list of facts. But Memo-G, that's more like a dynamic mind map. It doesn't just know you're vegetarian. It connects that fact to other facts, like how you once asked for Italian food. So next time, it might proactively suggest a new vegetarian lasagna recipe. It understands the relationships, and that's a total game changer. So, all this sounds great in theory, but does it actually perform better? This is where things get really, really exciting. Let's look at the hard numbers. The results are, frankly, staggering. First up, accuracy. They put Memo head-to-head with OpenAI's own Mary feature. The result? Memo was judged to be 26% more accurate. Now, that's not a small tweak. That is a massive leap in how reliable this thing is. It means far fewer of those facepalm, oops, I forgot moments. Okay, what about speed? Because the old, clumsy way to give an AI memory was to just feed it your entire chat history, every single time. As you can guess, that is painfully slow. Memo is way smarter. It slashes the response time by over 91%. The conversation just feels instant and natural, not laggy. And finally, the big one, cost. All that rereading of old conversations isn't just slow, it's crazy expensive in terms of computing power. Because Memo is so darn efficient, it cuts those operational costs, what we call token costs, by more than 90%. This is huge. This is what makes long-term AI memory go from a cool lab experiment to something that's actually affordable enough to put everywhere. This chart just wraps it all up perfectly. On the far left, you have the old method, full context. Sure, it's accurate, but it's a total snail and costs a fortune. Other methods try to speed things up, but they usually sacrifice some accuracy. And then you have Memo. It's hitting nearly the same top-tier accuracy, but it's doing it at lightning speed and for a tiny fraction of the cost. It's the absolute sweet spot. Okay, so the numbers are fantastic, but what does this all mean for you and me? How does a better memory change an AI from just a clever tool into something more, like a collaborator? Well, with a memory you can count on, AI agents could become seriously powerful partners. Just think about it, a personal tutor that actually remembers what you struggle with, a healthcare assistant that tracks your symptoms and progress over months, or a customer support agent that knows your entire history with a company. The possibilities here are just massive. I think the paper's authors really nailed it with this quote. Their goal is to transform AI from transient, forgetful responders into reliable, long-term collaborators. This isn't just about building better chatbots. This is about forging a whole new kind of partnership between people and AI. Memo is a massive step forward. But you know what? It's really just the beginning of this journey. So where does AI memory go from here? Oh, the work is far from done. Researchers are already trying to make these grapha memories even faster and more efficient. They're looking into hierarchical systems, think different layers of memory, like short-term versus long-term. And the coolest part? They're trying to develop consolidation processes, inspired by how our own brains strengthen memories when we sleep. How amazing is that? And that really brings us to the final big question. For so long, we've had to work around AI's terrible memory. Now that this fundamental roadblock is starting to crumble, what does that unlock? What could you build if your AI could remember everything? It really seems like the future of AI is going to be truly unforgettable.